Say it with your chest, Keyshawn. Gervonta Davis is one-dimensional and is scared of me. This according to one of the top 2 or 3 people in the lightweight division that could be facing Gervonta Davis, and that is Keyshawn Davis. Let's talk about that, because I'm telling you, I think Keyshawn got other problems other than Gervonta. Let's talk about that in this video.
Out. So that's the only thing I'm looking out for. I feel like when it comes to me, bro, you gotta look out for a lot. I just feel like I got more weapons than he got. That's why he come out always slow all the time. If I got a short guy, 5'5", I'm 5'10", I got longer arms than him. If I got a guy that's just walking to me with his hands up, target practice for me. And you're not just gonna catch me, bro. I got good defense. So like, I just feel like with me and Tank, it's gonna be a lot he's worried about with me. But he's not gonna say that. But I know boxing. You know what I mean? I know boxing, and also I know myself, so I feel like I beat Tank too.
Say it with your chest, Keyshawn. Say it with your chest. Welcome back to the channel. As you heard, Keyshawn Davis and Shushu Carrington, 2 of the best young fighters in America. Shushu Carrington, I do believe, being at either 126 or 130 pounds. But Shushu Carrington is a fighter that people are looking forward to eventually try to maybe run into Monster Inoue. But a very, very good fighter. Talking to Keyshawn Davis, who is an Olympic silver medalist, who is climbing up the ranks in the 135-pound division. Just got a win not too long ago off of his first former world champion, Jose Pedraza, who also was the first person that Gervonta Davis beat for a world championship back some years ago when he beat him for Pedraza's IBF 130-pound title. So Keyshawn Davis is most definitely a live dog in the lightweight division, and somebody that I will most definitely love to see a fight take place between he and Gervonta Davis. But the breakdown that Keyshawn Davis just gave, and this, I say this with like all due respect to Keyshawn Davis and fully understanding that he is a very knowledgeable boxer. He knows what he's looking at in the ring. He's sparred Gervonta Davis before, so there's no reason for him not to actually know what he's talking about. However, one of the things that Gervonta Davis is accused of by Keyshawn Davis, where when Keyshawn Davis says that Gervonta Davis knows that he has to worry about these things from me, but he won't say it. Well, I think that's a little bit of projection, because I think that there's a lot more that Keyshawn Davis has to worry about with Gervonta Davis than a short guy walking up like this behind him in a high guard and just being target practice for Keyshawn. If Keyshawn believes Gervonta Davis is going to be target practice for him, then Keyshawn Davis is deluded. That's why I say I don't believe that he says it. And right when he says, hey, I think I can beat him, or I know I can beat him, I don't hear all that confidence, man. That's why I'm saying to you, say it with your chest, man. Say it with your chest. Give the man all the credit in the world for being what he is, bro. That dude is not some one-dimensional fighter that just fights like this. Gervonta Davis will fight on the back foot in a second. And in fact, Gervonta Davis has been fighting on the back foot and coming and letting people come to him and walk towards him his entire career. There's actually footage that came out the other day of Gervonta fighting in the amateurs against Lamont Roach, somebody else I would love to see him fight at lightweight, the 130-pound WBA super champion. And Gervonta Davis was fighting him on the back foot. I don't know if Keyshawn Davis caught that or not, but Gervonta Davis did not fight Isaac Cruz, did not fight Ryan Garcia, nor did he fight Rolly Romero, nor did he fight Jose Pedraza, nor did he fight Francisco Fonseca on the front foot. All of those guys got beat on the back foot. So I want to know what happened to that? Why do people, when they look at Gervonta, never look at the fights where he's not coming forward like this? And it happens quite often. And to tell you the truth, it happens quite often in every fight. There will be times when he's walking somebody down like this, blocking and parrying, because he doesn't really feel like catching, blocking, and parrying, because he really doesn't feel, according to him, feel like you got any real power to hurt him. So since you're not throwing anything that's bothering him and he's throwing something that's bothering you, he's a shorter guy, he's going to get on the inside. But if you're throwing something that's bothering him, he'll just outbox you. He'll just outbox you. He'll get in, he'll get out, he'll move right, he'll move left, he'll move forward, he'll move backwards. Listen to what Roy Jones Jr. said about him. Roy Jones Jr. said Gervonta Davis can do all these things. He said he can punch with his left hand, he can punch with his right hand, he can move to his left, he can move to his right. He can come forward, he can move backwards, he can fight at range. He can fight at the edge of range. He can fight on the inside. He can fight at mid-range. He can get out of range and get back into range. He has excellent distance control. And he's very used to fighting guys that are 5'10" and long arms and things like that. Now, I will tell you, though, that part of the thing that Keyshawn Davis is relying on in this conversation with Gervonta is his size. It's his size. I'm 5'10", I've got long arms. If you're 5'10", you've got really long arms and you're a big dude, should you be at 135? And if you are going to be at 135 and stay at 135, and I definitely say, hey, man, if you can make the weight, hey, man, make the weight. But I think Keyshawn's got other problems. Keyshawn's got a problem with a guy who is in the same weight division with him and is fighting out of Bozy Ennis's gym in Philadelphia, named Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz is the guy that Keyshawn Davis should be talking about, because Andy Cruz is the guy that beat Keyshawn Davis in the amateurs, in the Olympics, right? In a very, very, very hilarious skit that took place between Kevin Hart and Snoop Dogg, where Keyshawn was talking, but you had Andy Cruz basically doing backflips and waving the Cuban flag all around the world, all around, while he won the fight. So first things first, let's get Keyshawn up in front of Andy Cruz. But that said, because I got to put my plug in for Andy Cruz, there's a lot of very good lightweights, man, that don't have echo chambers screaming their name every day. Keyshawn doesn't have an echo chamber. He's out there speaking for himself. Andy Cruz ain't got an echo chamber on YouTube. He has to be out there speaking for himself, and he doesn't even really speak fluent English. Lamont Roach doesn't have a cheerleading section for him, but he's every bit as good a fighter as a lot of these guys that do have cheerleading sections. At a point in time, bro, I would love to see these guys just fight each other and not have 99% of the conversation be about how much every fighter that you do not know or you don't like sucks and is unworthy to fight somebody that you want to see lose, because you don't want to see them continue to climb and for these dudes to continue to increase their shine like Gervonta Davis has been doing. I hope the same thing for Keyshawn Davis as well. Keyshawn Davis is a really, really good fighter, but Keyshawn Davis is capping out here. Keyshawn don't believe that. He don't believe that fight's that easy. Ain't no way he believes that fight's that easy. However, I will say that Keyshawn Davis, hey, maybe Keyshawn Davis is a problem for Gervonta. You don't know. We just really saw it now. I'm not comparing Anthony Joshua to Gervonta. I am, but trust me, I know that there's significant differences because AJ is washed and Gervonta is not. However, if we just look at the situation between Danny Dubois and AJ, people had heard of Danny Dubois, but they didn't think Danny Dubois. A lot of people didn't think Danny Dubois was going to be able to beat AJ because of the aura and the reputation of AJ. But when the rubber hit the road, that ass hit the canvas. Right? And it is what it is, man. I want to see these fights, man. I hope, man, all this year, I'm telling you, for the rest of this year and 2024, I am harping on make a fight. I don't want to do this stuff with Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford again, where it's talk about it for 2 years. Just make the fight. If you spend over a week going back and forth with somebody about a fight, drop it and go fight somebody else. Okay, because these boxers are being used by other boxers and other promoters to amp their names up. So, hey, man, if somebody's out there talking and doing all that for me, okay, I'll do it for about a week. Once it becomes apparent that there ain't no motion, that guy number one needs to go fight somebody else, and guy number two needs to go fight somebody else. And we need to have a culture of more activity. I don't really like what Ring Magazine does when Ring Magazine talks about the necessity for activity, right? But at the same time, craps on people and the fights that they take. You're not going to get a lot of activity and a lot of super high level fights at the same time. It's not going to work. These divisions are not that deep. But anyway, it's just boxing. You know how it goes, man. They celebrate all day when it's cats that they like and don't celebrate and complain about everything when it's people that they don't like. I don't have a problem with Keyshawn Davis saying he's going to beat Gervonta. I do not have a problem with that. I don't see it at the moment, but doesn't matter. I'll still take the fight. And that's another lightweight that Top Rank has, which honestly should tell you why it may be a problem making the fight. Because it sure does seem like Top Rank got a lot of lightweights. Keyshawn, Berinacek, Lomachenko, right? Keyshawn is probably the number one contender in the lightweight division besides maybe William Zepeda. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.